Good morning everyone. Hello, how are you? Welcome to Wednesday's Midweek Makes. Excuse the background noise today. My neighbours are all having what seems like their entire houses demolished. So lots of noise out in the street today, but hopefully it won't come through here. How you're doing? You're having a good week? Drop me a comment, let me know that you can see and hear okay. And what have you been up to? How's your week looking so far? So I can see we've got lots of people on YouTube. Hello to Pauline, how are you? Stacey's Creations, good morning. Hope you're having a good morning so far. Yeah, lovely, thank you. I've been for a run and I've got 32 seconds away from my personal best, so I've just got to keep on at that. So I ran years ago. I stopped when we started renovating the house and I've just picked it up again. So in about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks, I've managed to get almost back to my PB. So I'm really happy with that. So that's a good morning, isn't it? Line O, hiya, on YouTube. Hello, how are you? If you want me to read out a comment, I'll read out as many as I can anyway, but do drop me your real names if you're on YouTube, because I never know who I'm speaking to. Good morning to Inga, how are you? Hello to everybody, she says. And Sharon Stanley, good morning, how are you too, Sharon? Lovely. Sorry about last week. It turned out that, oh, I can really hear that noise. I hope you can't hear it too loud, everyone. It turned out last week that I had, what was happening in the morning? I can't remember. Something was happening in the morning, a meeting. And then I think it turned out I actually had a live. I had the craft along with Ruth Mackie McCartan on Facebook with the Papercraft Society box, and I'd completely forgotten, so I'd rescheduled my live. Hi Vicky, lovely to see you at the weekend, Vicky. So I'd scheduled my live last week for 10 o'clock. I had to move it because of a meeting, and then I rescheduled it for 2 o'clock and forgot I actually had another live I needed to be in. Morning Sam, how are you? Haven't spoken to you yet. You're alive and well and had your coffee. Hello Sandra. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. I hope you are too. Okay, so quick look. Linda Roberts. Good. Good. Very early here. 4 a.m. Where are you? 4 a.m. So yeah, it must be really. You must be in America or that direction, Linda. Thank you so much for joining me. And Kobe, you're the other way. You're in Western Australia. Oh, it's cold and wet. Oh no, sorry to hear that. I'm hoping the summer's going to crack in soon here. Bit miserable at the moment. Pauline's good, making a puzzle card for a 4-year-old whilst watching and listening. Lovely, would love to see that afterwards. Hello to Alison as well. And oh, Stacey did a marathon in 2005. What's that like? 18 years ago. Could you still do it now, Stacey? Or is that it? You do it once. I did a half marathon about 3 times and I thought, no, that's it. So Sam is signing off her new Showstoppers collection. I can't wait to see that. I'll give you a call later, Sam, find out what it's all about. But talking about collections, rather than textures today, and I may well bring some textures into this, but this has launched just this morning and I'm in love with it. So I thought I'd like to do, or have a little play with it. I have no idea really what I'm going to do. When I was at the Crafting Live show in Doncaster at the weekend, I picked up some really gorgeous teal coloured cardstock. So I'm definitely going to play with this because I've had it before, haven't had it for years, so I'm glad I've got hold of it again. Hi Christine Howard, how are you? Anne Lynn Harrison, saw Katie's card with this collection. It is stunning, it's a stunning collection. It's very much up my street actually. A bit jealous that I didn't bring it out, but there you go. So we're looking at kind of macrame. It's called Homespun. It's all available on Craft Stash now. This is the die that I'm going to be die cutting and using. I'm just going to pop back to a different program so I can see what I'm showing you. It's a really good size die. You get different pieces, so you can do the so you can have that as a solid. You've got the little beads that you could add as well if you want to. You've got the hanging rail and the string there, so it's really beautiful. I'll leave that out actually because I will be playing with that. So that and this as well, we've got the hoop set. It's kind of like a dream catcher, but you can, because this is a separate part, you can use it just as like an embroidery hoop. The actual hoop on its own, that brown part, is a single die. If you loved, I did a collection with textures a long time ago. What was it called? Stitch in Time. Blimey. One of the first ones. Good morning to Julie Elizabeth as well, and Maureen York. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. And I had an embroidery hoop in that collection, and that sold out, and we never got it back in. Some things we just can't get back in. So I'm really pleased. Katie's actually done a small embroidery hoop in this collection. So if you did miss out on that first one and you're one of those people who asked me if it was ever coming back, this one's got one in instead. So we've got those. Also along the macrame style, we've got these gorgeous plant hangers. They are beautiful. They're all separate parts again, so you can paper piece really quickly and easily. They're actually a really good size as well. Katie's done a little introduction video. That's on Craft Stash at the moment. That's in the email that you'll have got this morning, but you can just kind of see the height of the hangers there. It's a good, I'd say, sort of 5 inches, that tallest one, which is this one. So really, really pretty and very in style at the moment. Now you've got those, and then you've got some flowers, stamps and dies, okay, and leaves, of course. So really handy just to keep. You've got your sentiments. Again, I love these. They're bigger than they show on the packet. I'll just show you this quickly. I'm not sure quite what I'm going to do yet. Look at that. I love this just a note. I'm absolutely in love with this. Probably going to use that, but you've got like hang in there to go with the hanging plants. Love grows here to go with those as well. I cannot thank you enough with the knot, KNOT, really clever. I can't wait to hang out with you, and a few others there that you're just going to use. Happy birthday, love ya, and obviously hello and just a note. Then you've got those dies that will cut them out if you want to use them too. And lastly, these papers are absolutely amazing, and they're not just papers, because you've got cut out bits in them also. So ta-da! I don't know if I'm going to use the papers. I might just choose my own colours today. But you've got papers here, but you've also got things like this. Look, really beautiful. Got to make you really, really quick cards that all coordinate. I love these. They're just beautiful. That's got to be my favourite. Kind of considering that for a wallpaper in my dining room, because my kitchen cupboards are going to be this very pale blue colour. Paler than that, but yeah, similar. So yeah, so that is the collection that we're playing with today. I've just lost the front sheet for that. It's in here somewhere. There it is. Put that back in order. And it's all new to Craft Stash. You can use the link that I've got in the comments if you want to go and search for this, plus anything else. I'm also going to be showing you a couple of things from Craft Stash that's coming up, I think, this week. So stay tuned to see those, because they are new essentials. I got given some at the weekend, so I can show you them nice and early. The card I'm going to be working on, actually, I'm still using, because I don't know where my others are. I think my DIY husband has stolen them. I'm still using a really big chunky DIY shop ruler to measure things at the moment, because all my other normal lightweight rulers have gone. So this is, I think it's 5x7, but just checking here, 5x7 top fold card. I actually bought this as a pre-made base. Now I know I want to cut out this macrame hanging die. Maureen loves the stamps. Yeah, they're beautiful. Vicky is making a card that never wants to make a sympathy card. Yeah. Oh, that's really sad, but hopefully we can cheer you up a little bit while you're doing that. I'm actually going to do a video soon on quick and easy sympathy cards on my YouTube channel, because I just think it's one of those things you don't really want to have to think about. Apologies for the white balance there when I put that bit of paper in front. It just went all bright. Lynn used to make macrame plant hangers. They are really easy, aren't they? I did a few for my daughter's room. Oh, Sandra, laundry needs putting away. Isn't it always the way? So I'm going to start with my base. Now, what inspired me to do this is one of Katie's examples of the cards that she showed on the video, the little introduction video. Like I say, you'll find that on the product pages of Craft Stash. You'll also find it in your email this morning from Craft Stash. She showed a card where she actually put this, it was a Christmas card, Christmas themed card, and she put this macrame hanging die cut onto, I think it was like a black or a dark grey, like a charcoal grey card base, and it was absolutely beautiful. I thought, oh, it really works well on dark, so I'm going to go with the dark background too. So thank you, Katie, for the inspiration. I'm thinking I might actually emboss this though, just to give it a bit of texture. We shall see if I think we need it. And then the thing I wanted to show you, like I say, it might be a bit top secret, but I'm going to show you anyway, because you can keep an eye out for it coming to Craft Stash very soon. Now, the packaging might look a bit different because these are kind of samples, but we're going to be getting 250 GSM A4 cardstock from Creative Craft Products. That's ivory, white and black packs. So you've got 45 sheets, so 15 of each in there. That's coming, I'm pretty sure it's this week, if not very, very soon. And then, even more exciting, we're going to be getting the 80 sheets of 230 coloured. So you've got your mixed colours. I'll just show you there so you can see all your different colours there. So you've got from yellows through to reds, pinks, lilacs, greens, blues, teals, all sorts in there. So there's 20 different colours in there. Can't tell you the prices yet. Like I say, and the packaging might look really slightly different too. Hi Simone, how are you? Have you on the telly? Oh, on the telly, I see what you mean. I thought, oh, not on the telly. Yes, you've like airplayed, isn't it? Something like that. Lynn Bly McCann, good morning to you. How are you? And Anne-Marie. Very cold, is it, in Queensland? Oh, yeah, someone else said that as well. Bit chilly over there. I'm just going to pop to YouTube. I don't want to leave anyone out. I am dual streaming to YouTube and to Facebook. Gillian Godfrey and Nova Blackburn, hello to you. Hang on a minute, Simone, are you on YouTube as well as Facebook? Are you on both? Let me see. Oh, I'll have to read that. Long comments. I'll have to read them when I've finished. I can't do too much at once. Good morning, Alison Blake as well. How are you all? Thank you so much. Oh, and Granny Annie 40. Hello from Texas. Hi to you. Thank you so much. This is, do you know what? Wednesdays, it just makes my day. It makes my morning when I can sit and chat to you all, because to be honest, I sit in the studio pretty much, besides video calling Sam and interfering with her day as often as possible and having a catch up. We work on our own all day, pretty much in silence, besides making videos. So it's really lovely. I love doing these lives and being able to chat to you all. So what I'm going to do, that's going to be my background on my card, like I say, and I'm probably going to emboss that with some detail in a little while. It's a really good quality cardstock, actually. I'm going to come to one of those. Oh, let's do some ivory cardstock. Like I say, at the show I did go cardstock shopping before I was given the Craft Stash one. So, oh, what did you just buy? What? Oh, did you just buy some cardstock? Is that what you mean, Sandra? She says, oh, I just bought some. No, I'm having to dig around in my tote because I don't have everything out on my desk because I was away at the weekend, and to be fair, I'm terrible when I've been away. I'm terrible at not putting my things back. It's like unpacking a suitcase, isn't it? I just don't do it until I really have to. No, I can't find my scissors, so I'll have to use these ones. So I'm not sure how well this is going to cut because this is a really, really thick cardstock. We'll give it a go. I will give it a go, but I'm wondering whether that's going to struggle, or not this one so much. This is going to struggle to get through it. We shall see, because it is very, very, very detailed. Let me bring my die cutting machine in. Trial and error, and I like trying these things out with you. Better do a bit of sticking down, hadn't we? So who's like me and unpacks their suitcase a week later when they really need whatever's in it? Suitcase or craft tote, either way, same thing. And who, I know somebody, well, I'll say who it is because some of you might know who it is. Corinne Robinson, she works for Crafters Companion. She demonstrates for them. When she used to be away at the TV studio, she'd get back whatever time of night it was. Oh, this is not going through. Now, is that because that's too heavy? I think it might be that my cardstock's a little bit too thick. So let's change the cardstock. Oh, it's because I've got two sheets. No wonder it felt so thick. So Corinne Robinson, the Crafters Companion, she will get home, whatever time of night it is, she will take her cases in and her craft tools, and she would put everything away in her craft room. Absolutely crazy. 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was, she would still put everything away. She'd bring everything. I would just leave everything in the car. Maybe that's me being lazy. But yeah, she did. Yeah, that's going to struggle through that one, I think. I'm going to find a thinner card. So I think this is getting on for 300 GSM, which is just crazy. should not have attempted that, and I knew that as well. So let's go with an ivory, because I'm going to, this is thinner, there we go. Let's try this one instead. God, no wonder that was going through. Kind of like 300 GSM. I'm trying to put 2 layers of it through with a die. And so, oh, you're not that bad. Try to unpack straight. How straight away though? You just bought some A4 cardstock, did you, Sandra? Oh, well, do you know what? You'll always use it, won't you? How are we doing for that? Yep, let's just run that through once more, a few times over the tassels, because there's a lot of detail there. I'm going to go once more. That's all taped down. I think we've got it. I think so. Oh, I don't know. I'm a bit worried about that bit. I want to make sure it's cut absolutely perfectly before I take it out of the die, because it's tassels. So you can always put a piece of cardstock over the back. Give that a bit more pressure. I can't use thin cardstock or paper. I don't like to die cut paper. I like to have it really standing out on my card. There we go. I think that's got it all. Do we dare to have a look? Oh, I don't think it has. A couple more times. If I have to change my paper again, I won't be happy. You're guilty of returning home at silly o'clock and just getting out of the car. Yeah, exactly. Mobile phone, keys. That's it. Why would you need anything else? There we go. Right, now we're definitely through. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. Or do I need to do it at that end as well? I've got some bits. I might have to use a different... I can't use a different cardstock because this is the base. Okay, so this is definitely a thin cardstock die, but we have them, don't we? Right, let's gently peel this away. Oh, it's so twiddly, but look, it's gorgeous. Isn't it pretty? Take you out. Look at the tassels. Oh, they're lovely. Oh, that's really cute. Okay, so now we need to do the detail inside. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully that won't be quite as close together. So with this cardstock, it might be a bit easier. Let's have a look. So I'm going to position that in there. I wouldn't usually cut both dies at the same time. I think it's possible, but I prefer not to. Cut them separately. There we go. It's just so much detail in this. It's really pretty. There we go. Now this is a little bit smaller as well. I can kind of move it with that die because the size of it in this machine, I couldn't turn it sort of your 90 degrees that you'd usually do, or even put it on a diagonal. If I had my bigger machine, I'd be able to. So yeah, so what's happened to the summer? Hi Leanne, how are you? Thanks for joining. So what's happened to the summer? Because it was really hot and now it's just really wet and horrible and miserable, and I'm looking for it to get warm again, and the weather forecast isn't being very oh, hang on a minute, I'm just going to read that comment. The weather's not being very cooperative considering it's supposed to be summer now. You need I know I need a chrome plate. I know I do, and I looked at one recently and I thought, oh, can I really warrant paying that much for one? But I know Sam's got one, Simone, you use one as well. It's just one of those things, isn't it? There we go. There we go. Now I think that's all done, so I'm just going to pop this through the middle because there's some tiny detail here. So when you look at the back of your die, you can usually see what's cut, and I can see there's a tiny, kind of like almost a blurred bit there. So possibly not quite cut, but yeah, chrome plate. Now, if anyone knows, I wonder if Craft Stash will probably have them. If not, I'll see when they're getting them in. Because I've got my VIP, so I get my 10% off. So thank you to everybody who joined us at Doncaster at the weekend and came and saw us. bought some of the magazines. We had magazines, we had Papercraft Society boxes on our stand, and chatted to us about Craft Stash VIP. Generally just came and said hello. It was really lovely. It was a long weekend. We were very tired. I was very tired Monday. I was still tired yesterday. There we go. Okay, we're all done. Where's my pokey tool? Oh no, I just dropped the rubber. Oh, it's not good morning. I said it was a good morning, but so far this live has been a little bit trying, hasn't it? But yeah, so thank you to everybody who came along. Lots of hugs. It was very busy. We were absolutely exhausted by the end of the Saturday, and then we did it all again on the Sunday. But lots of new VIPs joined us. So if anyone's watching and came to see us, let me know in the comments. Some people saying they watched me on YouTube. Do you know what? It's a surprising the amount of people who hadn't put me and textures together. Do you know what I mean? Like they knew of me and they knew of textures, but they hadn't linked us together. I didn't realise I was that elusive. I'd love some ideas as well for future midweek makes, because I'm just really going with what I fancy on the day. There's a little bit I should have run through a bit more there. Never mind. We'll do some clever disguising. Now there's other bits to this die set too. Right, this is my trick. Apologies for the noise, but that's my trick to get as much out as possible. I just drop it onto a hard surface. I forgot there's a microphone right above me, and probably just deafened you all or frightened the life out of you if you were sort of sitting there quietly watching. Okay, so I'll need to die cut this bit, but what I want to do is add some paste to this. So I'm kind of going to let's bring in a mat. I say bring in a mat, there's one, little one. I want to add some texture to it and make it look more fabric-like. So I'm using the Sizzix Dimensional Paste. You could use just embossing powder, but I'm just going to kind of put it on. Just on most of the areas, but I want texture more than sort of solid colour. So dab, dab, dab. They shouldn't take too long to dry either, because I'm doing a really thin coat. I'm pretty much just scraping it over. What I'll do is scrape off the underneath and reuse this. And get very messy. I like messy. And you can probably then, once it's dry, you can probably take inks to it as well and add even more texture. There we go. That's also going to help stabilise these tassels. If you're worried about the tassels being quite thin, stabilise them too. There we go. Okay, so lay that on there. I'm going to have to get my wipes out and have a clean up. Yeah, so lots and lots of new Craft Stash VIP members, and obviously you always get your 10% off of everything. If you're not a VIP, why not? If you shop at Craft Stash, if you ever shop at Craft Stash, it's well worth it. Hello Leslie, how are you? Sorry, I'm a bit late saying hello. I'm just going through the comments. Seen something the other day with you, and oh yes, thank you Simone. She's answered Anne-Marie's comment. You've never heard of shrink plastic? Wow. Yeah, no, it's really good product to use. It's been around years. It's good fun. Oh, I can imagine actually doing some of these elements in shrink plastic. That would be really nice. Right, so I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do next actually. What colours should we go with? So I've got teal, and I've obviously got my macrame, my sort of pale yarn looking hanging. Have to wipe everything with texture paste. If I was to leave this till the end of the hour. This would just be dried on solid. I know some of this was already on here. There we go. Okay, let's take, I should have, somewhere I should have a resistant mat, a heat resistant mat. There you are. This is the Tonic Tim Holtz one. It's actually made to stick onto the glass mat, but I don't use it like that. I just pop it onto my own. And then let's take my heat tool. Hopefully you'll still be able to hear me. Yeah, I'm winging it. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't planned anything. Karen, definitely winging it today. It's crept up on me. I had Monday off. Hopefully you can hear me still. I had Monday off after a really busy weekend. I kind of dipped in the morning, did a few bits, and then I closed my computer and I watched my husband do the kitchen, which was lovely. Kind of got involved a little bit, but I was told to go away quite a lot. So it's thrown me, so it felt like Tuesday today in the end. So Lynn Harrison doesn't have a huge crafting budget, but your VIP membership has paid for itself at least twice over. Absolutely. If you can afford the membership, it's just $9.99 for the whole year. Then you're just saving every time. Always winging it, Karen. I'm not always winging it. I do sometimes have a plan. Let's go over to YouTube and say hello to a few people there. How are you all doing? The Minx found metal shims on eBay. Oh, I'll have to read back on this. See where you're getting your metal shims. Good morning, Debbie Bonner. First live you've caught because it's about 5:30 a.m. here in Florida. How's the weather? I'm obsessed with weather around the world. But thank you so much for joining me despite the time. A little bit of crafting. What's your day got planned for you? Or what have you got planned for the day? Let me just go back through the comments. Pauline, when packing to come home from holiday, I sort the washing into bags with darks and whites ready for the washing machine. Well, you're good. My suitcase from the weekend is still sat upstairs waiting for me to go and clear it. There we go. So all I've done is I've added some texture paste, and it's not a lot, but it's just added a little bit of texture to that. Now let's find, I think brushed corduroy is going to be a good one. I just want to add the tiniest bit of colour. Let's go to the ends of the tassels. A little bit of colour here and there, just with the brown. It's not a lot. I'm going to probably add the wooden, so like the wooden stick that you'd have at the top to hold it all. I've got a bit of a crossover there. Two bits stuck together. Excuse my nails as well, they're all falling apart now. Had them done for the weekend and I can't keep them nice for 5 minutes, especially while I'm doing the house up there. So that's what we have so far. I'm not sure whether we're actually going to need to emboss the background. We're not really going to see it, are we? So I think we need some flowers on that. Anyone agreed? We've got some lovely flowers in Katie's collection. Do you know what would look nice with this actually? I think I'm going to come to textures. I'm going to switch it up. I'm still here. I'm just looking. We could do that one. You're wonderful or good vibes only. What we're thinking, you are wonderful or good vibes only. They're both good sizes. They're both going to kind of almost fill. So that would be the you are wonderful. And good vibes only is a bit smaller. And that would sit on there like so. What colour Distress Oxides would be good for a flame? Oh, while I'm waiting on deciding on this, let's have a look. So for a flame, you'd want, bear with me, probably fossilized amber as the yellow, then spiced marmalade as the orange, or carved pumpkin, and then I'd probably go barn door as the red. and yeah, I think those three. So yeah, any yellow, orange, red, they all mix. So oh, see, now I've had 2 comments and they're completely different. Good vibes only or you are wonderful. Could you please agree, everybody? Lou, do you still do the videos on your renovation on your house? Yeah, on YouTube, not YouTube, on Instagram. Stacey, they're all there. Good morning, Dark Fairy. How are you? Good morning to you too. Oh, your shift starts at midnight. Wow. Well done to you. Hello, Carla. How are you? You are one. Okay, so I've had 2 for You Are Wonderful now, so I'll go for You Are Wonderful. These are both from the Floral Folk Art collection, so both sentiments are available. Yeah, You Are Wonderful. Now I've got to decide what colour. I want to do that bold. I want to make that stand out, so I'm thinking, excuse me rustling, a nice bright coral colour. Would that work with the teal? Go really bright. Kind of going with Katie's colours actually, aren't I? You Are Wonderful. I think that'll work if I can get. I think then I can just work with some white flowers, some pale colour flowers maybe. We shall see. Hi Emery. You don't do I missed it. You don't do Instagram. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just easy to post on there because I could get carried away doing house renovation posts. I could do them all day long, to be honest, but obviously keeping up with craft, social media as well, there's just so much. I don't do YouTube because I just don't have time to do the editing and things. Let me just bring my die cutting machine back in and die cut this. I need a little bit of tape. I think I got rid of the tape last time. So everything I'm using today, folks, including Katie's new collection. So Katie's brand is My Creative Life. If you're just joining me, that's this collection, and I've just cut the macrame wall hanging. It's all launched today, so it's brand new. I mean, how amazing. I love the texture of that. I just think it's beautiful. This I think I'm going to raise up onto foam. It is a little bit fiddly, but do you know what? You wonderful crafters, I know you'll hang around while I do it. There we go, just gently peel this off. Now we don't have Wednesday lives on Craft Stash any longer. Orange or coral, there we go. Kelly, did you miss me at Doncaster? Did you come or did you not make it to Doncaster? Did you just miss me because you missed me while you were there, or did you not make it up there or down there? Let me know. So put that in. What happened to your Lazy Susan? Oh, it's still beside me. I'm just bringing this in shot so that you can I keep putting it back on the Lazy Susan. It's just in shot so that you can see what I'm doing, because otherwise it's pretty boring if I go off and die cut out of shot and you can't see what I'm doing. So with foam, top tip, and I always say it, is don't run this forwards and back again like I just did with the die cut. Run them forward and back. Don't do that with foam because you will double cut. It doesn't stay in the die when it comes out the other side, so you only ever run foam through once. Now this is the Creative Craft Products adhesive foam. There you go, it's back on my Lazy Susan. It's cut absolutely perfectly, but if I was to run it through again and guarantee, because it doesn't go into the die, it doesn't sit in the die the same way as a die does, paper does. Just gently peeling this off. The reason being is I want to keep it inside the backing. You've probably seen me do this lots of times, but it is just the easiest way. Now I'm going to try this. Oh, I don't know, that looks a little bit evil. I've got some Cricut tools here for weeding vinyl, and I thought it's basically a pokey tool, this one. I'm going to see if I can use these to pick out the bits or not, whether I'll find it any easier. So I'm just going to peel off the backing from the actual word. Oh, it's so, I love doing this. It's so therapeutic, just letting it come away. think I actually need tweezers. Oh no, that's okay. I've lifted that off. You can start to see the words coming away, and it's easier to then adhere it to your die cut if you keep it all in this shape, because this is quite a wibbly wobbly shape. Once you take it out, because it's not a solid shape, it can move around quite a lot. This just means you don't get any stretching of the foam. You get the perfect adhesion. So now, I must admit, if Sam's still there, are you doing a live today, Sam? Are you doing your live at like this afternoon? I didn't ask you, so let us know, because we don't have the Craft Stash live anymore on a Wednesday. We're just doing a Friday, but what we're going to do on a Friday, it's a little bit different, is we're going to have it as like a big weekly roundup. So I'll still have guests come in and join me. So I think Katie's going to be joining me. So Katie of My Creative Life is going to join me this week on Friday, and have a chat about her new collection. But I'm also going to be showing lots of other collections as well. It's all based on Christmas this week. Now, how are we doing with Christmas crafting? Are we into it yet? Are we now getting into it because the entire craft injury has gone absolutely berserk for it? Or are we still being stubborn? Yep, Sam's still doing her live, 2 o'clock usually, isn't it? Yep, she's still on. Thank you, Carla. Hi, Carol. How are you? Now, Carol, were you at Doncaster? Because I didn't see you, and I thought I'd read somewhere that you were going to be popping in. I didn't see you anywhere. Hopefully I didn't just miss you. Yeah, she's been missed. You use the Cricut weeding tool. Well, I've got the set of, there's about 5 weeding tools in my set, and they're really sharp. They're really good, but I think I need to practice with the one that's got the little hook on the end. It's a little bit looks a little bit evil. I'm sure it does a fabulous job though. So just placing this down, you see, it just fits because it's all within its shape still. Now, I'm not going to take that out just yet. I need to stick these bits down. So I think what I'm going to do is put my little stitching around the edge. Thank you to those of you who came up with suggestions for where to get one of these sort of haberdashery tools. What did we say they were called? Something wheel. Lots of people were asking, and there was some lovely comments on where to get one of these. If I had my sewing machine here, oh, that looks quite good the other side actually, I would be stitching this. I'd be doing a white stitched edge all the way around, which, by the way, now, so basically now my kitchen units are in situ and being fitted. I've now got a conservatory clear. That means that I can clear my other studio into the conservatory until this one's built up properly, and I can have everything in my house, including things like my sewing machine. Let me see, it stabs you quite often. Oh, you saw Chris and Ruth that I was with. You didn't see me. I wonder where I was then. Tracing wheel. Thank you, Vicky. It's a tracing wheel. So now I'm not brave enough to raise this up onto foam, as lovely as it would. Oh, I wonder if I could. Do you know what? I think I can. I think I can, but I've got to do it cleverly. So I'm going to take some thin black foam. I think that'll work because I've got a dark background. Pattern tracing wheel, yes, sorry, I've just forgot the name. As wheel something. Thank you, Lynn. There we go. Set of 2 on Amazon for less than £3. That's a bargain. And if you're going to have your foam showing, just make sure it's all along in a pattern so it kind of doesn't look odd. So I'm going to run it along the lines like so. Now I know on Friday, or I think on Friday, Katie is going to be demonstrating this new collection with us live, but she's going to be doing something Christmassy with it, just as a change, because it's not a Christmassy collection, is it? But she's going to be going Christmassy with it, just to show you that you could use it all times of the year. Now let's see if I can get this. I love this black foam tape. but I do struggle with the backing. I think when I bought it, I bought a massive great bulk load, and I actually need to buy some more now. And I think that delivery sat in my car, came to my house, and then it sat in my car for a long time, and it got warm, and I think that's affected how the backing comes off. You have to be careful with your adhesives with heat. Right, you'll be pleased to know the noise outside seems to have calmed down while I've been live. Yeah, definitely have a look. Lou, you could have been at the loo. I could have been. It was funny because Chris actually said to me, he said, Lou, I'm going to the loo, and then he was in fits of giggles. He thought that was hilarious. I don't know. Yeah, it could have been. I was running around. I think I only went to the loo 2 or 3 times in the whole weekend because I didn't get much time. But I was there, I promise. So there we go. So you can't see the foam now. I'm going to. One thing I haven't done though is the wooden. This bit. So I need a scrap of brown. Craft or brown. I think it's gonna be craft because that's what I've got. There we go. So scrap of this. Didn't prepare anything today, folks, I'm afraid. I think them colours are going to go well, aren't they? I will just die cut this off. It's not very exciting. It's just going to be, mind you, I could do with a bit of sticky to hold that still. Just going to cut this little bit. It's not perfectly straight, which I quite like actually. It's not just a straight rectangle. It's got a little bit of shape to it. Oh, I'm hungry. Is it Levenses yet? Get in there. Does anyone remember those bars of Levenses? They were yummy. They were more of a treat than a healthy snack, weren't they? I always do this if I've been for a run in the morning. I am so hungry that day. So hungry. Hi Monica, how are you? Thank you for joining us. I'm going to ink this a little bit. It won't make a lot of difference. Just wondering if I can pop this under here now, because I've just put the foam down and then realised I need to put this on. So that would sit with those at the top, presumably. Just trying to be quite precise with it. There we go, just a little bit of detail there. Okay, so I think I can take this off. I'm just wondering, I think what I might do is take, what's the closest, pine needles is going to be the closest ink colour. Now, hang on, just grab the brush for pine needles. Because I'm going to be putting my sentiment on there, let's just, I know once I start pulling this out, I'm going to have the backing come away as well, so it's going to be sticky. It's going to take me a few minutes to pull out, but I'm pretty sure that once I put that on there, it might fade into the detail just a little. So I'm going to ink, similar to the background, just kind of this centerpiece. Well, that's gone on really dark, but never mind. Right, let's get a bit of kitchen or a bit of tissue. I'm not sure. I think this is a dried up wipe. Just take the excess off. There we go. We'll see. It will become clear in a moment why I've done that, or why I've done that and didn't need to. We'll see. But I'm just thinking once this goes on, because it's fine detail, it might need more of a solid background to really show up. I might actually need to go darker with it, in all honesty. I can do that. See, I knew this would be fiddly. I'm just going to take my time. I'm not going to rush. So there's all the white bits will come out, but it's those white bits where I think that's going to work, isn't it? Just make sure you can all see okay. Yep, I think so. Raising things up on foam makes so much difference. I think if I had to do, and I probably will do one day actually, a little tips video for how to get your cards looking as professional as possible. I think definitely using foam as much as you can would be one of my top tips. If you can use foam amongst as many layers as you're able to, while still bearing in mind your postage, of course. I really love this sentiment, because it doesn't have to be a birthday or a wedding, or, you know, it can just be a you're wonderful, you're wonderful. Just send it to your friend just to let them know you think they're great. Pop these pieces. Can you see where I was coming from there? Just wanted that to, I think it needs to be a slightly darker colour there. I'm thinking I'm going to have to bring in my favourite. And I know it's down in the bottom of my bag here. So excuse me while I rummage. Who's still following along with the Distress Oxide? There it is. The Distress Oxide video series on YouTube. Who's still going with it? Because I've just, on Sunday I uploaded, oh that's better. On Sunday I uploaded, which one was it? Lumberjack Plaid, I think. That's better. Better colour match. Mermaid Lagoon I think was maybe next, but that jumped ahead a while ago, didn't it? If you've been following, Mermaid Lagoon was a bit naughty and jumped out of sync and ended up being published early, but I just left it. I didn't take it back down. I left it, so that's already been done. So I'm not sure what's next. What's in the M's? Mustard Seed is in the M's. I must admit I'm going to be filming that today, so I'll know once I've filmed it. But is it helpful still to you? I mean, do some of you watch it, or do some of you wait until you want to use that colour, or are looking for a new colour to buy? How do you kind of approach it? Good to know. I've got a really good idea. I'm really excited actually about the next series once I've finished all these colours. It's all to do with Distress Inks and Oxides again, but I'm really excited for that too. So stay tuned. And if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, anyone, please do, because a lot of these tips and techniques go on there. Okay, so there we go. I think besides this little, got a couple of curly bits at the end that are not playing ball, so I might just take them off. That's just easier, isn't it? The little frilly bits, sometimes rather than trying to line them up, and just say, come on, off you go. There. I'll look at the comments in a moment, guys. Right. And there we go. Right, so I'm going to peel this backing off now, because I am now ready to stick it down. See what I mean? A little bit fiddly, but it's so worth it to have that foam underneath. There we go. So that's all off. Just line anything up that's come unstuck like that. But because I've used black foam, it should be pretty. Now I always think the wonder should be straight. Yeah. And the other words are kind of a little bit skewed. This is just so much like my brush lettering that I used to do. And that's why I love the sentiment so much. I do miss doing brush lettering. I really do. Did anyone follow when I was doing it? I think I can still do it. Oh, that'd be a worry, wouldn't it, if I tried and realised I couldn't actually do it. So that's so far. I'm not going to put the hanging. If I was to do the hanging, that would just be too tall. It's looking okay. Yeah, love the colours. Oh, you still watch them, do you, Maureen? That's brilliant. Lovely. Okay, that was my plates falling down. Sorry if it made anyone jump. Oh, I'm glad lots of you are still watching them. But then got a message. Oh no, what was unavailable? Well, there's lots of places you can get them. I know Craft Stash are currently trying to restock a lot of theirs. Right, I've not finished. I need some pretties on here. I need to glue down the... I'm just trying to find all my inks and things because it's all packed away. I know I've got my inks. That'll do. Oh, Craft Stash glue. So yeah, I didn't think I needed in the end to emboss that background, because but I would just do something like, if I was going to emboss this teal colour cardstock, I think I'll do something like a polka dot or a stripe, just something quite generic and subtle. But I don't know if you can see it around the edge, but I've just got the stitched detail around the edge there. You can hopefully see it there. I just think that works just as well. Left these, they've got some movement in them. Love that. Let me see, try doing brush lettering but couldn't get the hang of it. Yeah, a lot of people say that it's definitely a practice thing. Need to practice lots. So right, florals, let's take a look at Katie's flowers and see. Flowers, or we've got leaves as well. So let's see. Okay, so what we've got is the outlines, and then we've got the solids as well. I don't really, oh, I wonder, I do this, don't I? I talk a lot. Just thinking the best way to do it, because I kind of want white flowers, so I think it's going to be black outlines. So let's get some white cardstock. I've got some of that new cardstock from that 3-pack of ivory white. Oh, I'm starting to feel rubbish. My son's got a stinking cold, and my daughter came in this morning and said my throat's sore. Not in that voice. I don't like whiny people when they're ill. My son's just gone back to school after 2 days off. Collected him Monday, didn't go in yesterday because it was sports day, and now I'm thinking, why am I feeling a bit rubbish? There we go. Or it could have been from some of the lovely people at Doncaster, because I did hug a lot of people. It's my own fault for hugging people and talking to people. Right, let's see. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you just want to experiment, like stamp a few different colour flowers, cut a few different colour flowers and see which is your preference. What are the outlines like as well? Because sometimes the outlines can be used on their own. Yeah, there's not enough detail in those, so I don't think. So let's stamp a few of these. They're going to be brand new, so I'm going to do my priming as well. In case you've never seen me prime a stamp, you will get to see that now. Right, there's one. I'm just taking all the outline ones. I'm not going to fill in the coloured ones. They'd be lovely on their own though if you're just stamping directly, but I do want to die cut, so all of those on there. So let's prime all of the, oh, that one didn't pick up. Why didn't that pick up? I wonder whether, because sometimes when you've got lots of different stamps, even within the same set, some of them can be slightly not as thick as others. Your granddaughter closed school last week for some holidays. No, they're still there. We had that all last week. Hopefully it wasn't us. No, don't worry. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like the stitching, Simone. Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You can never avoid germs. With kids in school, I'm always going to get it anyway. But I think when you go to a big place like I was going to say like Stitches. It wasn't Stitches, like Crafting Live. When you go somewhere large like that, the chance of you like coming away without coming into contact with a germ or two is so slim. Now I'm looking for my pencil eraser. Bear with me. It's here somewhere, but it's probably packed away, isn't it? Do you know what? I'd usually get my pencil eraser and I would rub the surface of the. I'd rub the surface of the stamp because they're brand new, but I can't find it now. So save you all waiting for me to look around half my craft room for it. I'm going to just rub with my fingers instead. So like I say, pencil eraser usually. Imagine this is a big fat pencil eraser. It's actually an iPod case, and I'd just go over the surface. But I don't know what I've done with it. Somewhere obvious, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure I packed it. So that will take just the surface, the film off the surface. Let's see. I'm using my stamping platform as well. Oh, by the way, everybody, if you're interested in the stencil brushes that are Creative Craft products and you've been waiting for them to come back in stock, I actually had a look for a lady at the weekend when they were coming back in, and it was scheduled end of this week. So hopefully, look at them, aren't they beautiful? Do you know what? I'm not even going to do another layer of ink because I just think that's fine. Absolutely fine as they are. So end of this week, I think the stencil brushes are going to be coming back in. So if you've been waiting for them, go and check. But did you know on Craft Stash though, if there's a product that's out of stock and you want to be notified when it comes back in, you can put your email address in and they'll let you know. They'll email you when it's back in stock. If you just go to the out of stock item and scroll down, you'll find the option there. Just a little tip for you now. So okay, so I now need to line up. I imagine that's going to be, this is going to be fun. I don't even know if this is the right flower. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's like, this is a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Where you hold the bits over and turn them until they look right. You know, when you're doing a sky, and that's that one. So just turn it until something sits right, which doesn't usually take too long because by the time you're around the whole thing, you've got it. I think that might be there. There we go. There's another one. Yep. Oh, my magnets are catching. So I'm going to place these on. They've caught each other now. Place these on, tape them down. Got a little bit of a border with these. Okay, so I'm actually going to find a really dark teal colour and colour in the border with them, I think, to make them stand out a bit more. That might be something that I do after the live and post the card later. We'll see how long it takes. But that's after I've done it. I've got an extra one there. I'm not sure. Did I miss a leaf? Possibly. How am I doing for time anyway? Oh, I'm overrunning. Hello, been waiting for them to come back. Your battery's at 2%. Get it on charge. Right, go on. Last one. You've got to be there. Would be the last way I chose, wouldn't it? Okay, now I've made a complete mess. Well, that'll make me tidy up. Maybe it'll make me unpack my craft case as well after this live. Darn children. I think I might have to go get some paracetamol as well. Don't you just love them and their germs? There we go. And one more just to capture that one. So lots of tape on those. Try my best to keep the tape away from the stamped images. And like I say, this is on the super smooth. Well, it is super smooth. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but it's a new cardstock that's coming into Craft Stash. And I'm pretty sure I was told it was this week. Oh, of course, my plates fell on the floor, didn't they? And it comes in a pack of 3 with black, white and ivory. Now, where is the other plate? There it is behind me. Excuse me, everyone. It's a good job I don't have a microphone attached to me today, because if I did, I'd be getting myself all tangled up. I'm just going to come over here to quickly. No, I won't. I'll be good. I'll bring it in. There we go. There we go. So, do your children like to craft, Lou? No. Well, my son's very good at drawing. He loves to draw. My daughter gets stressed. She doesn't have an artistic bone in her body, and that she will admit that she really struggles. She likes to colour. She's 18 years old, and her boyfriend bought her a colouring book recently, a dinosaur one. She wanted it. That's what she wanted. But no, they're not into paper crafts. My mum likes paper crafting, and she's been known to do it with me in the past. She works too much now to really do a lot, but I know if she fully retired again, which she was once, and she went back to working, but if she fully retired, I know she would be back into card making as such. Now I'm just going to leave these things in here a minute. Excuse me. just peel. Oh, it does, that tape peels off lovely from that cardstock. Really does. I want to show you why I want to colour the background of the flowers. Does anyone mind me overrunning today? People working in schools, do you think after many years you built up an immunity to the germs at schools? Yeah. Never got it. Oh, the dreaded head lice, yeah. My daughter had them on and off. And funnily enough, it wasn't the school, it was a family member that was a young child and kept giving them back to us every time we got rid of them. So, what I'm going to do is have a look at my alcohol pens and see if I can find a similar enough colour. I'm thinking this one, but it might be a bit dried up. Where's that scrap of paper? Oh no, that's okay. So look at that. So that works quite well with the background. And I'm just going to go around the edge of each of the flowers. So really just colouring, let's use the bigger one. Just go around the edge, and that is just going to help with those flowers looking a little bit neater, not having the edge. I mean, it's very hard to stamp and then die cut without having a bit of a border, but I just think if you can colour it in to match your background, it's a little time consuming, especially on flowers like this. It just makes all the difference. There we go. Oh, come on, I thought I was further around than that. I thought I was nearly done. So, oh, it's now starting to, I thought this was dried out. I was surprised it wasn't. I'm not very good at storing my alcohol pens, to be honest. Right, so you see when I put that on there, it just blends into the background as opposed to having it with the big white background. Do you think that looks better? How are we feeling about that? Now this is a bit harder because the pen nib is not really wanting to play. It's a little bit dried. So this week, plans this week, everybody. You love to colour. No run over for as long as you want. Oh, I'm just colouring now, so if anyone wants to go and make a cuppa or pop to the loo, by all means. I'd love to show you the finished card when it's done. Definitely pop and take a look at the range on Craft Stash. Again, if you're a VIP, you're going to get your 10% off. So that's always a bargain. I'm wondering, do we think, I think maybe I'm going to do some just yellow centres to the flowers as well. Maybe. Perhaps. I kind of need to have you sort of all tune in and say hello to me while I'm colouring. Save me talking gibberish. Have your alcohol? Yeah, they're stored. So mine are kind of stored almost flat, but they're in a box, and I've got them so I can see the ends of them, but they're at a very slight angle. I think mine are just old, to be honest, Simone. They're just old. I need to completely replace them, but I don't at the moment. I don't use them often enough to warrant replacing them. Does that make sense? I think if I was going to replace them, I'd probably get some very inexpensive ones. There's only a few colours I use regularly. I even used some of my brown alcohol pens to touch up some areas. So I did some tiling a few months back on my floor, and there I noticed afterwards there was a tiny little chip in the edge of one of the tiles, and it was revealing the paler colour of the tile from underneath. So I just took an alcohol pen that matched the tile colour. I took that to the edge of the tile, and it just was perfect. It just covered it up absolutely perfectly. So hopefully you can see there the difference by colouring that in. Do I have the time and patience to do all of them? I think it's more, will my pen last, to be honest. I could have prepared this for you all. I didn't plan it. I'm really pleased with how that's come out so far though. Love, love, love that macrame die set. Like I say, if any of you want to have a look, there's a link pinned on both YouTube and Facebook. I've noticed, actually, it's quite funny, I've noticed, so I only used to do my Midweek Makes on Facebook when I first started a few months ago. And then I decided, well, there's no reason why I can't go to YouTube as well. And it's funny because I've actually got more people watch me on YouTube than on Facebook on a Wednesday morning now. I think there's usually around about 100 people in total at any point during the live, and obviously people will go back and watch it later. But yeah, it's funny, isn't it, how different platforms. And do any of you who are usually on Facebook prefer to watch on YouTube, or vice versa, for any reason? I very rarely watch lives on YouTube, I must admit. I usually end up late and catching up later on. Right, so that's that one. That's a fiddly one, so that's that one done. Now this one's a bit awkward because it's got the stems, and then you're not going to really see the stems, so I'm not sure about that one or that one. I think I might stick with the flowers, just the flowers for now, and I might rethink the stems or the leaves. There we go. So let's have a look. Facebook used to give me intermittent sounds. I've used you, but today it's perfect. Oh, good. Is that on all lives, or was that just on these ones, Lynn? Sandra's not a fan of YouTube. Only need 3 flowers. That is true, but then I've got this little one that's really cute. I kind of want the little one as well. I've got a little leaf. Hi Anne, how are you? You love Facebook Lives. Oh, that's good. Do you know what? I think at any moment in time, pretty much you can jump on Facebook and find a live nowadays, can't you? You know, if you follow enough crafters, because there's people all around the world doing them all at different times. There we go. Okay, so just coloured in those. I'll think about the leaves. I might have to find some different leaf die cuts perhaps, but so these are just going to kind of hide. So I might do that flower maybe under there. Let's do some positioning, and maybe this one there, and a little one on top. I don't want to go too crazy with it. Do you know what I can do though? If I hide that under there, I can snip it in half and use that up here too. How's that look? Positioning okay. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah. Okay, let's get some glue in there. Now I've already done 2 layers of foam, so I put the macrame hanging on foam and then I put the sentiment on foam. So I think I'm going to use wet glue for these. Definitely glad I did that teal around the edge. Made a big difference. I might raise this one up on foam. I've changed my mind. Put the leaf down. And then those top 2, I think I'm going to do a little bit of foam underneath. Nearly done. Nearly done. Just need to find me the little stickies. No, not white, black. Little black foam pads. Oh, they're banging again. So I've got neighbour 2 doors down, I'm going to say that way, and they are having a massive 2-storey extension built at the moment. So all the groundwork was being done last week. That was fun. They're quite quiet at the moment. But then I've got 2 doors up the other way, so that way. They have some people there, lots of vans there today doing things. So I'm not sure quite what they're doing. Right, there's one more finishing touch for this. Oh, I didn't do yellow centres. Now this is, what's this? Apricot. Let's have a look. usually I'd test this out. Oh, that's a nice soft yellow. I like that. It's not too bright. And just do, well, I do like that. Just a little bit. Can't really see any yellow there. That's better. Yeah, so lots and lots of noise going on around here today. Now, finishing touch. Oh, hello, spider. I've got a little money spider in my cubby. I had one recently just hanging off the webcam arm, the camera arm. So he didn't get moved, did not move it, left him there. I'm thinking white and gold. Now, just so you know, because Craft Stash don't tend to do them, so I will tell you all, I get all my gems and pearls, which where most of these have come from, not in the tubs. I put the tubs from Amazon. I get them from, I think it's Lucy's Cards and Things, I think that's called. You go online, it's a couple of quid for each sort of colour, and you get this little bag of gems and pearls. Excuse me, the tubs are still new, so I have to use my teeth just to open it. Just gonna find my sticky pencil. Yeah, I think it's Lucy's Cards and Things is the name of the company, something like that. And yeah, absolutely beautiful gems. I could buy them all day long, and I've only ever once or twice had to repurchase any other colours because they just last that long. Now I can't seem to find anywhere my sticky pencil. Did I take it with me? I ended up, so I took my craft tote to Crafting Live and I never used it. Ruth did all the demonstrating and I just talked lots. So just a few gems. I'm gonna have to put one there. Think, should I go gold? Oh yeah. So with my gems, when I'm positioning them, I kind of go quite random, but if I put a big one, I'll put a smaller one next to it. Let's do the same down here. So a big one there and then a smaller one there. If I can find them. I like this little mix because there's gold and there's, I've got a little star on the end there. There's gold and there's sort of like iridescent, which is really pretty. You just have to dig out the ones you want. But I find the mixes are the best value, like this. I do tend to use them all. One there, one there, one there. One on the flower. Oh, we haven't got one on a flower here, have we? There we go. Okay, so what's happening this week? What am I up to? So we've got obviously this today. So it's Katie's launch today. Tomorrow, keep an eye on the Craft Stash YouTube channel and emails because there's a new collection launching tomorrow that's unbelievably cute. I've done a video for YouTube all about colouring in your stamped images, or adding colour to your stamped images, should I say. So keep an eye out for that. And then there's yeah, just the launch in general. You can go purchase this new stamps and they are beautiful. And then Friday we've got another new launch, and we've just got the Christmas Live. Right, okay, is that all the bits? Oh, I did one up on the flower there. I think that's enough. All the glue will dry clear. So I'll show you. Got the gift of the gab. Apparently so. I can talk for hours. Sounds interesting. Coral centres. Yeah, I could have done coral centres actually, couldn't I? Change my mind all the time. Makes them pop. Looking fab. Lovely. Thank you so much. So then hopefully you can see. Can you see the gold beads on there? Just a little bit. I mean, how realistic. I added that little bit of texture to this. There's one little bit there actually I want to remove. I'm being fussy now. I added the texture to that with the paste at the beginning, but I really think it helps with that sort of fabric look and fabric feel. I'm being really picky now, picking at bits. But there we go. Yeah, really like that. I love this set. Okay, so for anyone who just joined, there is a link in the comments to all the products I've used. That was the flowers. I didn't use the sentiments in the end because I bought in one of the sentiments from Textures. This is from the Floral Folk Art collection, so it's the floral sentiment panel. then we use the, let's get everything out, the macrame detail die set. We didn't use the plant hangers, but I'm definitely going to be playing with that next. Didn't use the hoop frame either. Does anyone want to see the size of that actually quickly? Because it is really, really gorgeous. So, can you see that? So that's your embroidery hoop, and that's the entire thing. And then you've got the papers as well. And it's funny because I've actually gone with quite similar papers, just darker, but similar colours, just the teals and the corals, what Katie's used in her paper pack. But yeah, mine's just a little bit on the bolder side. So there we go. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Lovely to have you with me, chatting to me. Thank you, Anne Morris, Carla Wilkes, Maureen York, and Vicky, and Lynn, and Nova. You're all lovely. Thank you so much. I really enjoy these lives. Sprinkle with Cards. Hello, new here. Hello, lovely to have you join us. Thank you so much. That's on YouTube. It's making me think of the colour illustrations from the original Wizard of Oz books. I don't know those, but I'm glad it's sort of reminiscing for you. Hello to Laura, how are you? She says hi. Nicely balanced, thank you so much. Linda Roberts, beautiful. Thank you all. Oh, Mitzi, sorry I didn't see your comment earlier. You prefer YouTube. Well, thank you all for joining me. Really appreciate it, and I will be back this time next week with who knows, another card, probably mixed media, art journal, I don't know. We'll see what's come out that week and what I fancy doing, but do please pop over and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course my Facebook page if you haven't already, and use that link down in the comments if you want to go and take a look at any of these products, particularly the new ones that are out today. Thanks everybody, take care, I'll see you all